39, 2 points ahead of Melbourne, 5-7-37.
It's anybody's game, but it was a great revival by Collingwood late in the second term to bridge a 19-points gap. Umpire Ron Brophy starts them on their way for the next 25 minutes of play, plus time on. It means a quarter works out at about 30 minutes of play. Barassi, Melbourne's captain, is out of the way now. The ball is kicked forward by Collingwood onto their half-forward line. Graham comes out, still playing at centre half-forward. The ball across to Bluey Adams, playing his last game for Melbourne, but Tuddenham, who's been playing well for Collingwood, kicks into the full-forward pocket, where Steer just couldn't hold on to that mark. Collingwood 19 points down at one stage in the second quarter, fought back magnificently to be 2 points up right now. Out of the shadows they come, and the ball is along the members' wing towards Barry Bagg. Bagg turns his shoulder into trouble, which comes from Reeves. The ball has gone to Townsend. Townsend skirts around Kevin Rose. He's off balance as he kicks, but the ball is still delivered about 40 yards upfield towards Mahon of Collingwood. He kicks back and holds it out right to Hassaman, an opposition player. Hassaman, one of the best players in the Melbourne League competition, kicks the ball up onto the half-forward line. Townsend again, the opportunist, punches the ball forward when tackled by Mahon. He's very fast. He's on the half-forward line. He kicks it into the goals. The blustery wind seems to be keeping it out. It tried hard to move with a hook action from right to left, but it was kept out by the wind and went through for 1 point only. Melbourne are 5 goals 8, Collingwood 5 goals 9, 1 point only the difference.
Well, Townsend, after a great start for Melbourne, faded away in the second quarter when Collingwood's three-rover plan got on top, and these fellows gave Collingwood a lot of drive to take them to a 2 points lead at half-time.
2 minutes of play have gone in the third quarter of the grand final. It's a point the difference, and this is the Collingwood fullback, Ted Potter. A player with a great future in the Victorian League, kicking off. A lovely kick by Potter right to the half-back line. There's the Melbourne skipper, Barassi, in front. The ball is knocked away by Gabalik. Ball comes to Henderson, Collingwood centre man. He's on the half-back line, and he puts Collingwood forward. The ball on Collingwood's half-forward line. Here's Ian Graham. Can't get it. It's picked up over here by Norman. He gets it under the half-forward line, and it's marked in defence by Tassie Johnson, who got a knock earlier, but he's okay. He kicks it forward to the half-forward line. It comes to Kevin Rose, the Collingwood ruck rover. He breaks clear. Kicks it back towards the centre of the ground. 3 Collingwood players here. It's taken by Ricky Watt, wingman. Gabalik Shepherd's off. He's in trouble though, Watt, as he's tackled, and the decision goes against him. The free kick to go Melbourne's way.
Graham Wise has the ball. He's into attack with this kick. Well into attack. The ball is to within 30 yards of goal. John Lord couldn't mark it on the shoulder as attempted. The ball is kicked away by Duncan Wright. It's out there onto the half-forward flank. Laurie Hill is skittled over. Here comes Bluey Adams through. Still has hold of the ball. Big Gavo runs into him and puts him down. Blue has a few rough words to say. And it's Bluey Adams' free kick.
It was a badly directed bump by the Collingwood skipper, because he bumped his opponent, the much smaller Adams, right in the middle of the back, and this isn't allowed.
Adams is a glorious kick for a man short in inches. He'd be about 50 yards out. The punt kick is going almost into the goal square. John Lord couldn't hold the mark against Kevin McLean, who has a few angry words to Ron Barassi. McLean to the half-back line. Dixon couldn't hold on to that mark. He hasn't done much wrong today. It's to Wise. Wise to Townsend. Townsend at centre half forward. A good drop kick is going into the goals. Townsend again is on the target, and a beautiful goal to number 16.
Townsend has now kicked 3 goals, 1 behind out of Melbourne's tally of 6 goals 8.
That was good play then by Graham Wise. A lovely hand pass to Townsend, who in this third quarter has started off again like he did in the first. Let's hope for Melbourne's sake that he doesn't fade out of the game once more.
Melbourne 44, lead Collingwood 39, as umpire Brophy is about to put play underway again. This is the third quarter, and this is the 4-minute mark. The rucks come in as the Collingwood skipper getting up high, but he doesn't get the knock, neither does the Melbourne player. Here's Bluey Adams, knocks the ball forward onto the half-forward line. A chance here for Jacobs. He can't get it. Henderson it is now, of Collingwood, playing the ball. He's being tackled, loses possession of it. It's tapped out here towards Brian Dixon. Good play. He gets to the half-forward line, and a magnificent mark by Collingwood back pocket player Ronnie Reeves.
Strange as it may seem, this will be his first kick for the game.
There's a good drop kick by Reeves back to the centre. Henderson's there, so is Bluey Adams, who can't pull the mark down. Here's the Collingwood captain, Ray Gavlik, with plenty of time to kick. A drop kick down towards the half-forward line. Up they go. Davis doing battle there, pushes Norman out of the road. This is Doc Rowett, Melbourne centre half-back, playing the ball now along the flank position. He's on his own, his yard's clear. He's bouncing the ball, that's the 5th time. He kicks it onto the half-forward line. A chance over here for Adams. Look at Adams get out of trouble as he gets the ball across. It's punched clear. A chance for Collingwood. Kevin Rose gets it in the direction of Terry Waters. Will the ball bounce right for him? It does. And Ted Potter it was. He's in trouble. It comes to Mann. Mann gets it to the half-back line. Collingwood in trouble here, trying to keep Melbourne out. Coming through strongly. A Melbourne player getting it across to Townsend. He gets it back to Keneally. Keneally's on the half-forward line. He kicks in towards goal, but he's off the line, and it's out of bounds in the Melbourne forward pocket.
Well, some very strong play there, particularly by the Collingwood backmen. They're sticking to their job and they're not giving these Melbourne forwards an inch.
We are 6 minutes into the third quarter. Melbourne 44, lead by 5 points. Collingwood, who are 39. Barassi goes down with the ball. Barassi hasn't fired today as earlier in the season. The ball is taken to the half-back line by Collingwood's Dalton. Kicks it into the centre, bounces over Tottenham's head. Crompton a long way upfield from the back pocket, which he is defending. Finds Dixon on the wing. Dixon playing as well as ever. Clears the ball to the half-forward flank, and it's Hassaman's mark. Hassaman, one of the Melbourne players who had an exhibition tour of America at this time last year. The ball out here to Jacobs. Jacobs off the side of his boot, lands the ball towards Barassi. Barassi clashes with another player. It's gone out here to Kevin Rose. Kevin Rose drops the ball smartly onto his right boot and kicks it back into the centre of the ground. Anderson, nearly last man in the line there, got the mark. Anyhow, he plays on, kicks the ball onto the half-forward line. They wait for it to come down, and the man at the back takes it again. It's Laurie Hill. Collingwood's Laurie Hill. A stout-hearted brave kicks the ball onto the half-forward line. Waters goes right over the top of somebody and crashes down. Is he okay? Who else is that down there? Ian Graham. The two high flyers for Collingwood clash. Terry Waters is getting a free kick.
I think he might have been paid the mark. He might have held it long enough in the umpire's eyes to be paid the mark.
There's the kick by Waters down the full forward, steers there. The ball's punched away. Barassi taps it out to Hassaman. Beautiful footwork, teamwork there as he gets it forward to the half-forward line. Melbourne into attack. The ball bounces away from Jacobs. It comes across to Laurie Hill, who's having a pretty torrid time. He kicks it wide to the centre wing, looking for Bert Chapman doing battle with Adams, and it's out of bounds on that position in front of the outer stand.
Laurie Hill, who just kicked that ball out of bounds, has had 13 kicks for the game. Kevin Rose, number 29, has had 17 kicks.
Ruckdill, the ball is knocked down, comes out towards Chapman, who gets it in front of Adams. He loses the ball. Collingwood coming forward, the ball on the half-forward line, taken by Rowett, Melbourne centre half-back. He puts them back as Rowett goes down behind the play.
Rowett, the player, knocked down after he kicked the ball. This means that a free kick will be given to Melbourne further up the field. It is a penalty free kick against Collingwood.
Kick is taken by Hassaman upfield. Uses a drop punt kick onto the half-forward flank. Barassi gets an opportunity here. He's down again. He doesn't seem to be able to hold his feet. Burke keeps the Collingwood defence over the line. And here's a throw-in with Wise going up as number 23 against Gavlich, number 1. Wise from behind outrucks Gavlich, but it's Kevin Rose making up for that setback and kicking the ball about 20 yards upfield only, where Hassaman again shows out cleanly for Melbourne. Melbourne 6 goals 8, Collingwood 5 goals 9. There's 5 points the difference. Minutes gone, third quarter. Gavlich wins the knockdown and it goes straight to Mick Bone. Mick Bone, one of 3 Collingwood Rovers being used in the side, kicks to the half-back flank. Over to Davis. Davis of Melbourne, with all the calm of a veteran, kicks the ball into the full forward pocket where Duncan Wright holds up this 3-pronged Melbourne attack.
Max Urquhart is coming on for Collingwood.
Max Urquhart, provided one of the sensations of the selection table for the year when he was left out of the side. He polled very well in our best and fairest award for the year, and now he's getting his final instructions from coach Bob Rose as Hassaman takes the mark. Hand passes to Bluey Adams. Adams 50 yards out from goal, finds his kick smothered, and he's down.
And another penalty free kick against Collingwood after the Melbourne player had kicked the ball. Foolish tactics by the Collingwood side.
Urquhart now on the field.
Player to come off is Dave Norman, who was suspect before the game started. He didn't play last week because of an injury. Great football by Melbourne, and at last Barassi is going to take a mark. He's been on the ground about 11 times, and this will be his only 5th kick for the whole of the match.
Dave Norman coming off the field in company with the Collingwood messenger, who is also a coach of Collingwood's renowned brother of Collingwood's coach, as Barassi kicks the ball in for the sticks, but he's off target again.
Well, a good move by Collingwood by bringing Urquhart onto the field. They've been lacking height across the forward line when Norman is not a half-forward flanker. He's a rover. He lacks inches, and Urquhart has the inches and the ability to play well on the half-forward line.
Hill knocks the ball forward. Davis, as Williams puts Laurie Hill down, and Davis puts the ball forward for the Demon side, but it's out of bounds on Melbourne's half-forward line, and we await the throw. Dave Norman getting applause from the crowd as he comes off. A throw-in with Wise doing battle with Gavlich. Barassi is behind. Gavlich knocks it down to Laurie Hill. His kick is smothered. A chance for Kevin Rose, who's a pretty active player. He gets it to the half-forward line, putting Collingwood into attack. Rowett can't mark. Picked up by Ian Graham. He's pushed over the line by Tassie Johnson. Johnson allows Rowett to pick it up, and Rowett sends it back to the half-forward line, where Urquhart's in the play for the first time. He just came on, and it's out of bounds again. It's right on the centre wing in front of the outer stand. And up they go. Rose handballs it wild. Play pretty hectic, and a pack developing. An umpire Brophy will ball it up.
12 minutes gone, third quarter. Melbourne are 1 goal in front. That's a 6 points advantage. With Collingwood into attack, but Melbourne look like going into attack if Williams gets around these players. He does. He kicks the ball onto the half-forward flank. Out come the forwards. They're out of the way. Laurie Hill is tripped over. Has to play on. It was an accidental trip according to the umpire, and Collingwood with good handball get the ball onto the forward line. Their player who fell down on that ball is hurt. The ball comes to centre half forward, taken by Anderson of Melbourne, and Anderson kicks the ball to the half forward flank. Good handball by Melbourne. Lovely left-handed hand pass to Barassi. Barassi stab pass is a beauty for John Lord. Lord will play on, gives it to Barassi. Foolish manoeuvre, it seems. Could have cost Melbourne a golden opportunity. Here comes Duncan Wright. Duncan Wright clears the ball as play in the back pocket gets a bit steamed up with Barry Burke in the middle of it. This is Ian Graham, who fell on that ball in an attempt to take a cricketer's type mark. He seems to have recovered now with the ball in Melbourne's full forward pocket.
It's 1 goal the difference. Melbourne in front. John Lord, number 4. Terry Waters, 5. Lord taps it out of the air.
He didn't tap it out of the air. He took it in his hands and threw it to his teammate, and the umpire saw it. A penalty for throwing the ball against number 4, John Lord.
Terry Waters will take the free kick for Collingwood in the back pocket. Waters to drive the ball along the outer flank, a drop kick, takes the ball to that position, up towards Urquhart and Graham, and again we await a throw-in on Melbourne's half-forward line. 13 minutes of play gone in the third quarter of the grand final. Wise and Gavlich. Comes down to Chapman. He tries to kick it off the ground. Put forward by Melbourne's bag into the full forward zone. Ted Potter. The ball is taken away from him. It comes out in the direction of McLean. McLean is met subtly by Barassi, but Barassi goes over, and the ball is over the line again, still in Melbourne's scoring zone. Melbourne's half-forward flank is the scene of play at the moment. Number 4 is Lord. Number 1 is Gavlich coming in. And the big men fly. Gavlich knocks the ball down. Looking for Dalton. John Lord is down. John Lord went down when going for that ruck knockout with his Collingwood opponent. Getting attention from the trainers now and is getting a free kick. He looks pretty groggy.
John Lord has taken many opportunities, but hasn't been able to convert them all for Melbourne so far. And now umpire Brophy, who's really letting everybody know who's in command of the game, insists on the Collingwood player McLean coming back.
A 15-yard penalty against a Collingwood player for deliberately refusing to come back on the mark.
It brings Lord 15 yards closer to goal from a 50-degree angle. He kicks it into the goal square. He's slung. Play on, says the ump.
And there's a Collingwood player down behind the play.
Dixon for Melbourne. Grabs the plexus after he gets rid of the ball.
And Dixon's hurt.
Things are getting pretty fiery as the ball is taken by Jacobs. Dixon of Melbourne in the hands of trainers. As the ball, meantime, is about 40 yards from him and almost in the Melbourne goal square, but it's taken away by Collingwood's Bone. He clears the ball to the half-back line. Bagg takes the mark and could, in the shelter of the three tiers of the Olympic stand, Dixon again in trouble, still in trouble, could score a goal. It's a good kick by Bagg going into the goal square. Reeves takes the ball away for Collingwood. Kicks it right across the face of the Melbourne goals, and it's out in the far pocket. Dixon seems pretty tardy, doesn't he? Doesn't look too good at all. Throw in the full forward pocket. Urquhart takes the ball away on his 19th man in replacement of Norman. Crumpton is almost on the half forward line. In taking that mark, must have been bringing the resting Rover upfield. Over behind Barassi, a chance for Melbourne to score a goal. Can he put it onto his boot correctly? Barassi's right off form today.
Barassi can do nothing right. It's been noticeable to me that since half-time he's really tried to put himself into the game. The effort has told a little bit. His play has improved, but not enough for Melbourne.
Ruck duel. Barry Bagg tries to take the ball in the Melbourne forward pocket. He handballs it very wildly. It doesn't find Barassi. There's Reeves tearing his way through, and Collingwood clear through Reeves up to the centre wing. A chance for Urquhart, but he can't get to it before it's over the line on the centre wing. This is the 17-minute mark of the third quarter, and it's 45-39, Melbourne in front. A ruck contest. Tuddenham gets in there. Wise knocks it down. It goes to Townsend. Townsend's right foot kick takes the ball along the flank position. Up is Terry Waters, one-handed, can't pull it down. Barassi shoots the ball in towards the full forward zone. Barry Bagg has got it. Bagg is well within kicking distance. He's 45 yards from goal on a slight angle, and he's usually pretty reliable. Oh, a bad kick on this occasion. Dropped short. Burke is up, and so is Ted Potter, and it's Potter's mark. This is the Collingwood fullback, right on the last line of defence. A short pass across the flank position looking for teammate Waters, but the ball eludes him, and it's out of bounds 45, 50 yards from the Melbourne goal.
The General Television Corporation, GTV Channel 9 in Melbourne, Australia, with a telecast of the League Grand Final. It's the Melbourne Demons versus the Collingwood Magpies. Collingwood hard-pressed in defence here, but they've been playing a great game. They're only one goal down. Melbourne on top by 6 points only. Dixon in the centre of the ground. A hand pass here when in trouble is misdirected, but it comes back to Dixon, who called for it. Then he's grabbed by Mann. He was not in possession, and he knows that it's his free kick. Dixon was in a lot of trouble a moment ago near the boundary line from a knock. He seems to have recovered all his composure and senses, and now from centre half forward he short passes the ball towards Jacobs, who tries to hold on to the mark but can't. Umpire Brophy holds up play and awards Dixon another kick.
And also a few yards penalty against the Collingwood player again for cribbing up the mark, and Dixon's getting dangerously close to goals now.
Dixon about 70 yards out of goal, lands this one to within 20 yards. That should be Collingwood's mark. 20 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Melbourne are 6-9 to Collingwood's 5-9. Only one goal the difference. That's 6 points only.
The breaks of the game show that Melbourne have received 19 free kicks to Collingwood's 10.
This is Ted Potter kicking after that very good mark up to the half-back line, looking for Ricky Watt. The ball is punched away by Hassaman coming in, and again it's over the line on Melbourne's half-forward line, 45 yards from their goal. 45-39, Melbourne in front. John Lord in the ruck now. Trevor Steer, 16 is Townsend. There's the knockdown. Barry Bagg tries to pick it up and keeps it in play for a moment, but it's back over the line and another throw in. Another ruck duel. Knocked down by Trevor Steer. Coming in is Hassaman, Melbourne's rover. A left foot kick in towards goal. Going right across as McLean runs in, and it's a point to Melbourne, kicked by Hassaman.
Melbourne, for most of the play in this third quarter, have had the ball up in their forward zone and haven't been able to take full advantage of it. But great credit must go to the Collingwood backlines that have defended strongly and grimly and with everything at their disposal. And when I say everything, I mean it. Everything.
Melbourne still in front by 1 goal plus 1 point. They're 7 points up now after that behind is scored. Out the ball comes to the half-back line after the kick-off. Max Urquhart on his 19th man, hand passes towards Terry Waters. He gets through 2 Melbourne players who dart back for it and find it's not there. The ball in the centre of the ground is taken by Mann, whose hand pass is accurate out towards Henderson. John Henderson, always a good player for Collingwood, kicks the ball onto the half-forward line. Brock Rowett drops a sitter of a mark, then goes forward in leaps and bounds. There's his kick, and it's a good long one too. Onto the half-forward line it goes. Very nearly a spectacular mark to Collingwood. The ball back to the centre wing position, nearly out of play, but Henderson will keep it in play. He runs into 2 Melbourne players, anxious to take the ball from him. And he is penalised for holding the ball. Don Williams, one of the best kicks in the league, is to take the ball. 21 minutes of play gone, third quarter of the Melbourne Grand Final, and Melbourne are in front by 1 goal, 1. Reeves and Barassi clash, and Barassi again is off his feet. Ball in Melbourne's attacking area, but they don't seem to be able to convert the opportunities. They've had the ball down here plenty of times. They're thwarted again. Steer takes the ball away and finds Graham. Graham on the centre wing, a left foot kick along the boundary line, is not in play, but was close to one of his own team players.
Right now, number 23 is Wise, who gets up and knocks the ball down in the direction of Adams. Urquhart tries to take it away from him. Coming in as Tuttenham. Tuttenham handballs it, or goes to handball it. Eventually has his kick, but it's over the line, and it's going back to be thrown in on Collingwood's half-forward line, close to the centre wing.
Waiting for the ball to be thrown in, with Melbourne having an advantage of 6 goals, 10-5-9. That is 7 points. The knockout favours Collingwood. Picked up now by Kevin Rose, been a great player. Gives it across towards Chapman. Chapman's looking for a teammate. He's very constructive. He has found Dalton. Dalton knocks it over his head, but it's straight to Bernie Massey, the fullback for Melbourne, who drives up towards the centre of the ground. There's Jacobs to Tassie Johnson in front, being tackled by Mann. The umpire's going to rule a free kick to Collingwood, and it's the first free kick for Collingwood for some long time. 20 free kicks to Melbourne and 11 to Collingwood. The free kick will go to Mann, number 8. He is in the centre of the ground. There's a circle just beside him now as he rushes up to kick the ball. A very poor kick. Goes straight to Tassie Johnson, who was the player who gave the free kick to Mann just some few seconds back. Tassie Johnson at centre half back for Melbourne. Drives it up with a beautiful drop kick up to centre half forward. Terry Waters, number 5 for Collingwood, flew in the air. Short passes out towards the lead from Chapman. The bounce favours Chapman again. He's being grabbed, being tackled by Adams. Chapman beats Adams on this occasion. Short passes straight across towards Henderson, but it is Williams showing great pace and a magnificent drop kick up towards the full forward position. It's over the heads of the pack and over the boundary line.
One of the greatest features of Williams' play, he's playing in the centre, but he's playing it as a backman, which means that every time he gets his kick, he drives it well down into the Melbourne scoring zone.
Bagg trying to shake them off. A hand pass here to Burke. Burke's left foot kick is going into the goal square. In fact, it's right over. His name's B. Burke, and the Collingwood fans agree. Melbourne, 7 goals 10, Collingwood 5-9.
Barry Vagg, number 32, must get full credit for that goal, although it was kicked by Burke. Vagg's quick thinking and giving the ball to a teammate in a better position paid full dividends.
25 minutes of play gone in this quarter. Only time on to be played. And there's a hectic passage of play on the centre as Collingwood break clear. And Ricky Watt it was who put it onto the full forward zone. A chance there for Waters, but it's Bernie Massey now, number 37, Melbourne's fullback. Clearing the ball back to the centre wing to the open spaces. It'll beat anyone before they get to it, or will it? No, Urquhart nips it in the bud and picks it up. Sends it onto the half-forward line. It's a poor kick, but it gains ground for Collingwood. Tassie Johnson missed it. Terry Waters. 3 Melbourne players, but he knocks it forward in the direction of Tottenham. Waters kicking it in, but it's over the line. Or was it Waters? No. Out of bounds in the Collingwood forward pocket.
Throw in now. Bernie Massey playing as ruckman across to Barassi, the Melbourne captain. Barassi clears the ball. And a fella in a nice felt Homburg takes the best mark of the match. Melbourne 7 goals 10, Collingwood 5 goals 9. It's 52-39. A throw in Collingwood's full forward pocket on the members' wing. They're going to the scoreboard goal. They haven't been down there for quite some time. Here's Kevin Rose making it danger for Melbourne. Well, at least they gained ground, 20 yards of ground. Melbourne in front by 13 points. Collingwood's Tottenham, a hook shot. Didn't stand up enough to bounce right. It kept on going. And 1 point is scored by the Magpies. Vagg and Duncan Wright having a bit of a niggle in a game where body clashes are fierce. Terry Waters, who about 50 yards from here brought down one of the best marks of the day not so very long ago, proves that it was no isolated case by taking that one and clearing the ball to within about 40 yards of goal. Collingwood storming the scoreboard wing. Kevin Rose breaks clear from 40 yards out. Looks like a good and hit the post. Bad luck for Collingwood. Bad luck for Kevin Rose.
That number 29 for Collingwood in the frame has had 21 kicks for the game, and that difference of hitting the post just shows you the luck of the game. 3 inches further to the right, it would have been 6 points, or as a result is only 1 point.
3 minutes of time on in this quarter played, and there's the kick-off by Massey up to the half-back line. Up high is Tony Anderson, can't pull the mark down. He's got the ball, and he cleverly breaks clear to get his kick. It comes further upfield. There's a clash behind the play, and a mark taken further upfield by John Henderson, who's not happy about the attention Brian Dixon's giving him, but he plays on. And here's Henderson on the half-forward line, handballing it forward for Collingwood. Picked up by Dixon. Left foot kick by Dixon puts Melbourne out of trouble for the moment. Down to the centre wing, and Hassaman flies. Can't pull the mark down. Duncan Wright is in a great deal of trouble as he's caught by 2 Melbourne players. And Duncan Wright is not going to get the kick. It's going to be a ball up.
Clashes are fierce. Gablich wins the ruck duel. It goes out towards Barassi, the opposition captain. He is spread eagle by Ricky Watt. The ball is picked up by Anderson, who figured in an angry, fiery passage a moment ago. The ball up towards Jacobs. Jacobs trips over. The ball across the line, and Collingwood win it through Mann. Mann will clear the ball from the back line and shoot it straight back into attack. The ball onto the half-forward line. Hassaman falls back on the ball and then falls over. Dixon, one of Melbourne's stalwarts, if not the best player on the ground, clears the ball up the wing to the centre wing position, where Gablich is again in the van seat. Gablich kicks the ball onto the half-forward line. Louis Adams ran into the ball and ran out without it. Now he's pulled down in possession of the ball. It's holding the ball. No! What do you think of that, ex-umpire Ian Cleland? Was he in possession of it or was he not?
I don't agree that he was. I think the umpire is correct. He was trying to make the ball his objective. He was grabbed by his opponent when he was not in possession.
What do you say, Jim Taylor?
Yes, I agree with that free kick. I think that Adams was playing the ball and must be given the benefit.
There's the kick by Adams onto Melbourne's half-forward line. A free kick there, as you saw, against Melbourne. And the player to get the kick will be Collingwood's rover, Mick Bone. Bone is on the half-back line. Time in this quarter running out for the Magpies. They've already played 4 minutes of time on. And here's Bone sending the ball to Collingwood's half-forward line. Up they go. Kevin Rose is tackled as he takes the ball. Picked up by Max Urquhart. Urquhart kicks it into full forward, looking for Trevor Steer. Steer is there. Up he goes. Knocked away by Massey. Picked up by Steer again. He handballs it wildly, looking for a teammate. He doesn't find one. Play pretty hectic as we see Melbourne clear now through Davis. Davis kicks it out to the centre wing towards Burke, but it's marked by Laurie Hill. A good mark. Hill steadies, gets his boot to it, sends it back to Collingwood's half-forward line. Tassie Johnson takes it, sends it back again. The kick comes along the ground. It's on Melbourne's half-forward zone. Put back by Collingwood. It's kick for kick at the moment. The mark is taken by Barassi, who plays on quickly as the siren goes for three-quarter time. And here's the score. Melbourne 7-10-52, Collingwood 5-11-41.
The final quarter of the Melbourne Grand Final between Melbourne and Collingwood. Melbourne top by 11 points as the final 25 minutes is about set to go. The umpire is Ron Brophy. A big moment for him and a big moment for the 36 players on the field as they go into action with glory for the victors and nothing for the vanquished. Gabelich of Collingwood wins the knockdown. It's taken by Bluey Adams, who finds Jacobs on the half-forward line for the Melbourne team, who are quickly into attack. Concentration is vital by all players at this time. Here is Jacobs kicking the ball to within about 40 yards of goal. Barassi in the middle of that pack couldn't take the mark. Laurie Hill couldn't clear the ball either. He was pulled down by Burke. Burke's hand pass is beautifully directed towards Townsend. Townsend, a left foot hook shot, is going close to a goal, but it's not close enough. It's not close enough even for a behind. It's out of play altogether, with Melbourne still holding to a 11-point advantage. Melbourne 7-10, Collingwood 5-11. John Lord, as usual, when the ball is up forward in either of the pockets, going up against Gabelich for the knockdown. It's directed by the Collingwood captain down towards Kevin Rose, playing the role of ruck rover. Kevin Rose finds the ball rebounding against him, and with a fickle bounce, it goes straight out here from a hand pass to Dixon, and Dixon again keeps up his good play and keeps the ball right down the throat of the Collingwood defence.
The ball is being thrown in Melbourne's forward pocket. John Lord, number 4, Gabelich, number 1. He's the Collingwood skipper, and up they go. Kicked by McLean, picked up by Townsend, who kicks in towards goal for Melbourne. It could be a good one. It's 1 point. 1 point from that kick by Townsend, and Melbourne go to 53. Collingwood are 41. 2 minutes of play gone in the final term.
Well, there's been a lapse by Collingwood there. They're letting Townsend get away on his own too often, and this is bad because he's so dangerous in front of goal.
Potter kicks off. Mickey Bone running in there. Townsend on the ground with the ball. Umpire Brophy will come in to separate players and ball it up on Melbourne's centre half forward position. Melbourne kicking to the scoreboard end in this final quarter. Wise is 23, getting up now, but Gabelich knocks the ball forward towards Henderson. Williams punches it back again on Melbourne's half forward line. Gabelich is on the ground, kicked off the ground by Collingwood. It comes out. Townsend handballs it wide, looking for Williams. Here's a chance for Collingwood as Johnny Mahon picks it up. A long kick by Mahon down towards Ian Graham. Coming through is Compton, who clears it back towards the centre wing. The chance for Urquhart here. Look at Bluey Adams with his pace, but he's beaten on this occasion by Urquhart, who handballs it wildly, looking for Tottenham, but Melbourne clear it. Up to the centre wing position by Anderson, almost marked by Laurie Hill. It's over the line before he or Barry Burke can get to it.
100,000 fans packed into this arena, one of the meccas of sport in the Southern Hemisphere, really yelling themselves hoarse as the game reaches its climax. Keneally gives the ball across to Burke. Burke, a lovely hand pass straight to Jacobs. Jacobs was awake up and ready for it. Glorious drop kick into the goal square. It goes. Hassaman got up and nearly took a beauty. Lord took it off the ground, gave it to Barassi. Barassi hooks it over his head, but it's clear of the big area. 1 point only to Melbourne. Melbourne 7-12, 54. Collingwood 5-11, 41. 13 points the difference. 3 minutes into the full quarter.
Ted Potter, Collingwood's fullback, again to put the ball back into play. A big pack of players waiting for the ball to come upfield. And here's the kick by Ted Potter. A drop kick to the half-back line. Up they fly. Adams gets a friendly nudge from Laurie Hill. Frank Bluey Adams on the half-forward line, a veteran of many games with the Demons, kicking in towards goal.
This is his last game in Victorian Football League football, and this is his 14th kick for the game.
Beautiful kick by Adams, swings the ball right into the 10-yard square. No one can mark it, and it's through for 1 point to the Demons.
$14 points is now the difference. Reeves kicking off for Collingwood as back pocket player. Funny things going on down there. Adams again. Hesselman, a hand pass out here to Barassi. Barassi into the full forward pocket on the stand side again. Over into the crowd. Melbourne still in attack. Melbourne 14 points up. 4 minutes now gone in the final quarter. And a really tough, slogging game. Lord versus Gabelich. Gabelich has done a man-sized job in the ruck. Melbourne's Rovers doing better. Townsend, was he in possession or not? Evidently so. Dropping the ball according to the umpire, and a free kick to Mick Bone.
This was Collingwood's 13th free kick for the game. Melbourne have had 21.
Graham coming downfield, and then he missed it when he got the fly of the ball. Rose, lovely hand pass out there when he was in plenty of trouble. The ball into the center of the ground. Anderson. Anderson, a great burst of speed. Kicks the ball back into attack. 3 Collingwood players set themselves. Bone dropped it. Taken by Barassi. Barassi on the boundary line. Steadies. And again off the side of his boot. It's just not Barassi's day.
Well,
Missed the football in Australia, and Barras is really having a bad day.
He's definitely got his wrong kicking boots on. He can't do a thing right. He's had a lot of opportunities for his side in the last quarter and a bit, but he just can't capitalise on them.
5 minutes of play have gone in the final term of the grand final, and here's a throw-in Melbourne's forward pocket. The big men fly. Gabelich has rucked well all day. Townsend takes the ball in the pocket, shoots in towards goal for Melbourne. Bagg tries to mark, and it's over the line, it's out of bounds. Another throw-in the opposite forward pocket. Melbourne 55, Collingwood 41. Kevin Rose takes the ball out of the air. Handballs it to Duncan Wright. Wright gets it up to the half-back line, looking for Dalton, number 27 in the picture. It bounces back to Chapman. Chapman handballs it over towards Dalton. Dalton has the ball on the centre wing. He's going to be tackled. He breaks clear. Collingwood come into attack. The ball on the half-forward line. Up goes Graham. Rowett knocks it away from him. Graham's on the ground, picks it up. He's tackled by Anderson. Down he goes. Rowett takes the ball, but a free kick to Collingwood.
I agree with this. The ball was knocked away from Graham, and he was grabbed by his Melbourne opponent when he wasn't in possession, and Collingwood have made a change. Number 3, Ken Turner, is coming onto the ground. The player they have taken off is Ricky Watt, who only had 4 kicks for the game.
There's the kick by Graham down to full forward. Steers there. Up is Tassie Johnson behind the pack of players, and Tassie Johnson is marked. Johnson is in the back pocket. Kicks the ball further upfield. The mark is taken by Hesselman, and he plays on quickly, gets the ball back to the centre wing position. Up they fly. Duncan Wright flying over the top of the pack. Coming through strongly is Chapman. Beautiful football as he drives it into the full forward zone. The mark is taken by Tottenham.
The Melbourne coach Norm Smith is very agitated as Tottenham takes this mark well within kicking distance. 7 minutes gone in the final quarter, and Melbourne enjoy a 14 points advantage. It might only be 8 after this drop kick from Tottenham. It's a beautiful kick. It's a goal for the Maggies. A perfect drop kick, accurate, straight off the boot, and Collingwood are right back in business once more.
And a class piece of football by Tottenham, who's played a very strong game all day. He's an opportunist. he plays so vigorously that it makes him one of Collingwood's best players, and he's doing everything in his power to win this game for the Maggies.
Brophy in the centre again, and there's the bounce. Up they fly. Barassi, Melbourne skipper, is tackled. The ball is on their half-forward line. Hassaman kicks it off the ground, and Ted Potter takes a safe mark on the centre half-back position. 9 minutes of play gone in the final quarter of the grand final. This is Ted Potter sending the ball into Collingwood's scoring zone. It's on the half-forward line. Up high is Anderson, punching the ball away. It comes to Melbourne skipper Barassi. His kick is smothered. This is John Henderson. Here's trouble as Henderson is on the half-forward line. He breaks clear. Left foot kick further downfield. Coming through strongly is Rowett. Rowett plays on. He's met by 3 Collingwood players. Loses the ball. Don Williams is pulled around the neck. Will get the free kick. He plays on, but umpire Brophy bringing him back to make him kick at the place where he was infringed, on the half-back line for Melbourne. Umpire Brophy in the picture now, and the ball is being relayed back to Don Williams, Melbourne centre man, who is on the half-back line. 55-47, Melbourne in front.
Williams can kick this ball, bigger and heavier than the gridiron ball, 70 yards. Didn't time that one as well as he does most, but it goes about 60. It's onto the half-forward line. Hassaman will run out of ground and time. They're calling on Melbourne for a renewed effort. The game is still anybody's. Mann keeps the ball out of play. It's been out of play a lot.
So far, both sides have taken 34 marks for the game. Collingwood have had 14 free kicks. Melbourne, 22 free kicks.
Ian Cleland, former league umpire, with that comment as Channel 9 GDV in Melbourne continues its telecast of the league grand final. Melbourne 55 points lead Collingwood 47. The coaches are anxious. Norm Smith in between 2 Melbourne stalwarts. The man in the hat is Checker Hughes, former coach. Jacobs takes the ball out of the pack and kicks it onto the half-forward line. Duncan Wright is thwarted by Barassi. Barassi, a left foot kick from 50 yards out. The ball going towards Lord. He dropped back on it, but can't take the mark. And 1 point is scored. Melbourne are now 56 points. 9 points the difference in the scores, 10 minutes into the final quarter.
As the kick-off by Collingwood, a good kick to the half-back line. Terry Waters is there. Up in front, though, another Collingwood player is Trevor Steer, number 9, and he's taken the mark.
The fullback who kicked out that time was McLean. This is the 3rd different Collingwood player to kick out. Obviously, Potter, their regular fullback, is not in as fit as what was first thought. There's the kick by McLean up towards the centre line. Wise drops the centre. Wise drops it onto the ground, handballs it across towards Rowett. Rowett runs into all sorts of trouble, handballs it across over towards Williams. Williams down towards Barassi, and Barassi's marked that the umpire says play on. Barassi's going to handball it over towards his forward, and that was in Keneally. A shot by Keneally, close to the big ones, but it's 1 point only.
Melbourne still having trouble, although in the second half they've had most of the play. They just cannot seem to get the big sticks. 6 points to 1, and they're just getting the one all the time. Kicked off this time again by McLean again. Out to the back flank position. Up goes Wise, number 23. Nobody marks it. It's down on the ground. In there is Turner, a replacement. He gets it across to Hill. Hill with a hand pass to Waters is good football. Waters tries a short pass, overruns the ball. Then in comes Graham, gets the ball over towards centre half forward. Urquhart struggling hard, so too is Williams. In there it's Bone. He gets a ball across with good play to Tuddenham. Tuddenham punches blindly. A bad miss by Johnson, but Crompton, the ever-reliable back pocket player, comes in and clears for Melbourne out towards the centre wing. The ball favours the Collingwood players, and Laurie Hill comes through. A left foot kick looking for a teammate upfield. He can't find him. It wasn't well judged. There's a chance at Gavalik. He kicks wildly right across goals, but it could be a stroke of luck. But Brian Dixon, the Melbourne wingman, is far too fast. Gets the ball, picks it up, then gets it across to his teammate number 11 in Anderson, and Anderson goes for a run. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. He's in trouble. Gets his kick. up to the half-forward line, and Melbourne are coming again. A wild kick, almost a freak mark, then a wild punch back to the opposition, and Melbourne storm forward once more, and a chance for John Lord. He's up high, nearly brought down a screamer. Close towards a Melbourne goal, a hurried shot, wide across goals, but it's...
The play will come back up the field some 50 or 60 yards. It will be a free kick against John Lord, who is being spoken to by umpire Brophy. The reason was when he flew in the air, he used his opponent as a stepladder, and you just cannot do this. After all, he's 6'4" himself. Why does he have to do it?
There's the kick back to the centre. Wise coming in takes a good mark, and Melbourne will come forward again. Wise is on the centre wing position at the moment. It's a punt kick to the half-forward line. Up they go. Punched away by McLean. Coming in as Barassi. The ball comes out in the direction of Dixon. Also Chapman. Kicked off the ground by Dixon. And it's out of bounds. Close to the centre wing, but slightly towards Melbourne's half-forward line. This is the 13-minute mark of the final quarter, and it's 10 points the difference. Melbourne 57, Collingwood 47. Number 9 is Steer, 23 Wise. Knocked down by Steer. Across to Dalton. Dalton's in trouble as he's bustled. The ball is on Collingwood's half-forward line. Urquhart gets it across to Turner. Further downfield, knocked away by Tassie Johnson, and Johnson takes the ball for Melbourne. He's in trouble. He clears it under their half-forward line. A chance for Barassi. Barassi has got the ball for Melbourne. He's the Melbourne captain. Handballs to Adams. Adams can't pick it up. Laurie Hill comes in, kicks it off the ground. This is Ted Potter. Handballing it across. And Collingwood clear through McLean. The ball comes up towards the centre wing position. It's kicked back by Rowett onto the half-forward line for Melbourne. Up they fly. Appealing for the mark is Johnny Mann. But it's play on, says umpire Brophy. Laurie Hill chips in. Kicks it forward for the Magpies. It's on their half-forward line. Up is Graham. Coming in as Massey. Urquhart's there. Play pretty rough and tough at the moment. Coming in as Henderson. Look at Henderson go. Can he pick it up? Two Melbourne players come at him. Don Henderson picks it up, kicks it across to the full forward zone. There's nobody there. Dixon tries to take it. Chapman takes the ball. Look at this for football. Brilliant play. A point though.
What a shame. It really was a shame that with a great individual effort like that, Chapman couldn't have got the 6 points that were surely warranted for a tremendous effort.
And I'm surprised with the fire that the Magpies are still being able to put into this game, into the game. They're still showing tons of pace.
Melbourne have Emsell warmed up on the bench. It looks as though he's coming out. Urquhart takes this mark. Glorious mark, and he'll play on, gives it to Turner. Turner's left foot kick. He is on as 20th man. The final reserve is through for 1 point. Norm Smith, the Melbourne coach, speaks with Melbourne's first reserve to come onto the field, Rover Ken Emsell. There's no point scored down there. It was out of bounds altogether. Gablitz tries to bust his way through, puts it onto his boot. I think Big Gabba's done it.
Well, a big A for effort for Collingwood. You can never give them away. You can never write them off because they're there fighting all the way. And they're the only side that I know on this VFL football of ours that can do this.
3 points only the difference. Melbourne still on top by 3 points, but that's practically nothing. Barassi tries to do it on his own. The ball taken by Waters. A lovely hand pass to the half-forward line. Ian Graham trying to get rid of the ball, but Melbourne hem him in. It's a ball against Ian Graham. And it's Melbourne's free kick. A penalty kick against Graham of Collingwood is awarded to Rowett of Melbourne. Doc Rowett kicks the ball onto the half-forward line. Burke Cannon's out of the pack. There are still several in there, and the ball's in there too somewhere. Now it's out towards Dalton. Dalton and Davis clash. The ball behind to Don Williams. Williams still full of steam. Is a great player for Melbourne. Clears the ball to the half-forward line. Laurie Hill versus Frank Adams. Hill knocks the ball across the line as Adams goes sprawling. 17 minutes gone. Final quarter. Melbourne 3 points in front. 7-15 to 7-12.
And listen to the crowd. The crowd have gone wild. The atmosphere's electric in this final quarter. Up they fly, taken by Wise. Wise puts it forward for Melbourne along the boundary line. It's going close to the fence again, and it's out of bounds, 50 yards from the Melbourne goal. 3 points the difference. Anybody's game. A ruck duel again. Emsel, who's just come onto the ground, has lost the ball. A player holding his head who got a crack there, Barry Burke. That's a ball up. One straight kick from the Melbourne goal.
18 minutes gone, final quarter. Up goes Wise, trying to knock the ball through the goal sticks 50 yards away. Taken by Ron Reeves. Reeves clears the ball to the half-back line. Urquhart and Davis clash. They might be hurt. Picked up by Graham. His hand pass is misdirected, but luckily goes out to Waters. He's run down by Rowett, who upsets his kick. The ball has gone to the centre wing. Plumpton jumps onto the ball. Tottenham frantically kicks it forward to Gabba, who's 30 yards out in his own. The big 17-stone Collingwood captain goes for a run. He'll get to the goals on his own. It's a goal! Minutes gone, final quarter.
Gavalik nearly lost the ball when he bounced it in his excitement. The crowd has gone frantic. It's still anybody's game, but the underdogs look as though they could take it out.
Collingwood lead Melbourne by 3 points. Melbourne, the favourites, are in plenty of bother.
Umpire Brophy bounces the ball on the centre again. Up they go. The ball on Melbourne's half-forward line. Kicked off the ground by Wise. A further kick off by Jacobs. It's on their half-forward line, and Duncan Wright marks in defence for Collingwood. Steadies down because Collingwood are holding the lead, and he's taking his time. Duncan Wright is on the centre half-back position and will put the Magpies forward. He plays it wide to the flank position. Brian Dixon, number 9, flies, but in front of him it's his opponent, Des Tottenham, who takes the mark. A great player for Collingwood, Tottenham. He's on the centre wing.
20 minutes gone, final quarter, about another 10 minutes of play left.
There's Tottenham. Drop kicks to the half-forward line for the Magpies. Ian Graham flies, but the ball is knocked away from him, and it's out of bounds on Collingwood's half-forward line.
3 points the difference. Collingwood now on top by 3 points. A moment ago, they were 3 points behind. A magnificent goal to Ray Gabelich took the advantage their way. Crompton saves for Melbourne. The ball goes to Anderson. Anderson, half-back flanker for Melbourne, kicks to the half-forward line. The Demons into attack. Collingwood trying to hold them out, and they do through Reeves. A good kick by Reeves. Springboards Collingwood from defence into attack. The ball onto the half-forward line. Waters punches it out there when well held by Melbourne, and back goes Tassie Johnson to grab the ball and then kick it wide to the wing where it will go out of play. The ball is still into attack for Collingwood, who are going to the Richmond end of the ground. 3 points the difference, and 100,000 people at the Melbourne Cricket Ground screaming their heads off.
There's the throw in. The big men fly again. Terry Waters punches the ball to Urquhart. Urquhart on the flank position. Can't get it. He fumbles, and it's over the line again. Plenty of tension out there on the big arena. A terrific finish. Up they go again. Emsel takes the ball for Melbourne, handballs it to Rowett. Rowett's tackled, kicked off the ground. The whistle goes. Umpire Brophy awarding a free kick to Rowett of Melbourne.
Rowett has the ball, clears up towards the centre wing, picked up by Adams. He gets his kick, gets up towards the half-forward line. A mark to Townsend. He plays on. He gives it to Barry Burke. He bounces it twice. He drives it with a drop punt up towards the full forward position. Has a man! He is 15 yards out, directly in front. He needs to kick it through between the two big sticks to put Melbourne 3 points in front. At the moment, they are 3 points behind.
Hassaman is the Melbourne vice-captain. A magnificent mark. He got Melbourne into the final 4 at Hawthorn. Can he kick them in front here? One flag. Great disappointment for Melbourne, and particularly for Hassaman.
We have been playing for 23 and a half minutes into the last quarter. Norm Smith, the man without the hat, is the coach, a worried coach of the Melbourne side. They trail by 2 points as McLean gets set to kick the ball out for Collingwood.
There's the drop kick by McLean to the half-back line, and Dixon flies to take the mark. Dixon, a stalwart of the Melbourne team for many years, has played well today. On the half-forward line, he sends it forward. Up they go. Barassi in there. Can't pull the mark down. Taken by Neil Crompton. Crompton kicks in towards goal for Melbourne.
A goal to equal Gavelich's performance, and the stadium's gone crazy.
Neil Crompton, a back pocket player, will be the hero of all Melbourne tonight if Melbourne take this premiership out. A goal from a back pocket player is unheard of, but we've just seen it, and it's put Melbourne back in front.
The Demons were 3 points up, then they went to 3 points down, 2 points down, and now through that goal, they are 4 points ahead. The ball has gone Collingwood's way of centre. Dixon, who's played a great game, is beaten by Chapman, who appeals for holding the man. It's a free kick to Collingwood, and Chapman gets the kick. Chapman figured in a sensational individual effort about 10 minutes ago and was very unlucky not to score full points. Chapman played a magnificent game. Here he is, short passing on the forward line. He'll find Turner. Turner on his 20th man for the Magpies. A seasoned veteran will not mess this up. He'll land this one well downfield, almost into the goal square. Can anybody mark? Melbourne seem to have Burke roving. A great mark by Barry Burke, who normally plays right at the other end of the ground as Melbourne spearhead and full forward.
Barry Burke from the full-back position kicks for Melbourne. A long kick to the half-back line. Up they fly. Kevin Rose is pulled down. The whistle goes, and he'll get a free kick for around the neck. Kevin Rose on the half-forward line.
Time check. 24 and a half minutes gone. In half a minute's time, we will play time on.
There's the kick by Rose into Collingwood's forward pocket. Don Williams punches the ball away. Picked up by Dixon. Dixon kicks it to the centre wing for Melbourne. Up they fly. A mark to Melbourne. Barry Bagg. 25 minutes of play gone. We move into the time-on period as Bagg puts Melbourne forward, and a mark in defence by Ted Potter of Collingwood.
Potter of Collingwood, a left foot kick into the centre of the ground. Turner is waiting for it. In front of him is Gabelich, who really rallied Collingwood 10 minutes ago. Gabelich kicks to the half-forward line. 3 Melbourne defenders in line waiting for it. Wise tries to get away with the ball. It's back to the third man in Crompton. Crompton, who kicked Melbourne's goal a moment ago to put them in front, finds Dixon on the wing.
The Member of Parliament will have his 23rd kick for the game. Hassaman, who kicked that one behind before, has had 22 kicks, and Kevin Rose has had 22.
The ball back onto the centre wing, where Barassi runs it out with Ted Potter. 1 minute of time on gone. 4 points still the difference, and it's the Demons in front. A throw in on the centre wing, slightly favouring Collingwood's side of the centre, so Collingwood in fact technically are into attack. Lovely piece of ruck work by Gabelich, gives the ball to Rose. Rose across to Chapman. Chapman runs out of time. It's kicked across the ground here to Turner. It's across here to Duncan Wright. Wright looking for somebody to handball it to. Anybody's game still. 4 points the difference as Doc Rowett puts a boot into the ball. Here's Chapman. Hempsell tries to run him down. He is brought down himself. The ball across out here towards Crompton and Burke. Burke very fast for Melbourne. Finds he loses the ball across here to Graham. The players are throwing themselves in without any thought for personal safety. Umpire Brophy steps into the fray and awards a free kick to Collingwood's Graham.
He was the player playing the ball, and umpire Brophy quite rightly has played this man because he deserves the protection.
He's on the boundary line, a very difficult shot, but he's certainly within kicking distance. A straight kick here would mean Collingwood go to the front by 2 points. The ball across the sticks. Bernie Massey tries to run it out. Urquhart keeps it in play. Now he's across the line. A throw in the full forward pocket, and everybody's standing on tiptoe.
Here's the throw in. One straight kick needed. Knocked down by Gabelich. John Williams takes the ball for Melbourne. Kicks it up for the flank position, and it's over the boundary line on Collingwood's half-forward line. 3 minutes of time on have been played. Melbourne lead by 4 points. There's the throw. It comes out to Turner. Turner of Collingwood on the half-forward line. Loses the ball. Picked up by Urquhart. Urquhart gets it across to Tottenham. Coming through is Dixon. Kicks it off the ground. Laurie Hill can't take it. 3 Collingwood players. Laurie Hill is tackled. It's play on. Laurie Hill kicks the ball on the Collingwood's half-forward line, and it's over the line to be thrown in on Collingwood's half-forward line. 4 points the difference. Melbourne lead.
Melbourne lead by 4 points. 4 minutes of time on. The coach of Melbourne, Norm Smith, is telling the players to keep it in this pocket, to try and keep it out of bounds. Wise has it. Emsel, number 10, gives it across towards Townsend. Townsend kicks it over towards the boundary line, and it will waste precious seconds for Collingwood. Umpire Brophy talks to the players behind the play, and the ball will be thrown in. Wily Norm Smith, the coach, is telling the players to keep it over the boundary line. The ball is knocked away out towards Kevin Rose, picked up by Mann. Out towards Jacobs. Jacobs kicks it up. It's up towards the centre line. Duncan Wright trying to get the ball is taken away by Bagg. Bagg kicks it up towards the half-forward line. It's over the boundary line again. And again it will be precious seconds lost for Collingwood. The game is nearly over.
The difference is 4 points. The ball is on Melbourne's half-forward line. Melbourne lead. Jacobs. It's kicked away from him. Coming through is McLean. Met solidly. Collingwood desperately trying to get it back. Taken for Melbourne by Bagg, and Bagg kicks it right into the crowd. Melbourne have the ball in their forward pocket.
I'm not too sure he even tried to score a point with that. He deliberately, in my opinion, kicked it out of bounds to waste the precious seconds that the ball will take, although time on is being added.
Ian, we can only agree with that, but what good tactics in a thrilling close finish.
Yes, a precious time waster for Melbourne because time is ticking away. The throw in down Melbourne's scoring end. There's John Lloyd, takes it out of the air, but he can't handball it. 2 Collingwood players. Laurie Hill gets it. Back towards the centre of the ground. And Melbourne mark. Neil Crompton. He is a Victorian interstate cricketer. He is that goal for Melbourne a while ago, and now he saves them with a magnificent kick. And again Melbourne forced it over the line and out of bounds. Acting under Norm Smith's instructions to keep the ball out of bounds, Melbourne are doing it to perfection.
The difference is 4 points. The siren could go at any time. Melbourne lead. Lord is up, but he will be free kicked for interfering with Ray Gabelich, the Collingwood skipper. Norm Smith still directing his team, looking at his watch now. Gabelich, the Collingwood skipper, kicks from the back pocket. The ball is back in the centre. Ronnie Reeves has it. He's tackled. He can't get rid of it. And umpire Brophy will ball it up. Time is running out for Collingwood. Melbourne, 4 points in front, have everything in their favour. The ball is on their scoring zone at the moment. Picked up by Reeves. Collingwood coming to attack. The ball on the half-forward line. Henderson gives it to Dalton. Collingwood forcing it forward. Dalton has the ball. Kicks it in. Picked up by Ian Graham. He's tackled. Graham is met by 3 Melbourne players. It's in front of the Collingwood goal. What a finish. What a game. It's all over. It's all over. Melbourne premiers for 1964. John Henderson, the Collingwood player, exhausted. Norm Smith, Melbourne coach. Players from both teams congratulating each other. And what a terrific finish to the 64 grand final.
Terrific, fantastic. How well back by Collingwood that 2 weeks ago were done by 15 goals.
And the final score, Melbourne taken away the 1964 grand final by 4 points. Melbourne 8-16, 64 points to Collingwood 8-12, 60.